Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. A very big shout out to Ari J. And I concur with your video 100%. And she is saying that there is no need for Black people to be out there protesting because got her reason. And her reasons are that so far we have not recorded bad news when it comes to protesting. And you all can see that the protest also is not loud as it used to be. And this is the only time so far in years that I started talking about Black history that I did not see. Black people said they are not coming out, and absolutely they did not come out. Before, they are always at the forefront because that is what they do. That is the Black people. But this time around, I also do not want you people to be out there because you all fought hard so far. You all have saved democracy all these years. And we can at least relax and see other people do the job and see how they get the job done. I see everybody left and right calling Black people like it is only Black people. They are not calling their own community, holding them responsible for what they did. I am not seeing them call other communities, but it is only Black people that you all can call. And they are saying there is need to have conversation. And I am going to say in the future, there is need for conversation for both parties, Black people and every other person. But at this point in time, there is no need for conversation. We really have to step back, reflect on the things going on so that next, when we decided to have a conversation, we will have a meaningful conversation. Let's get into this.
What's good, y'all? So I want to address something really quickly because one, this is very important, and two, I'm starting to see my people get a little shaky. And I think that what's going on in the world is currently testing everyone's resolve because we're not used to sitting back, but pay attention to this. So over the past few days, I've been seeing a lot of us asking each other, like, are we really going to sit this out? Are we really not going to protest? We're not going to help? You have to answer that question for yourself, but I do want to make you mindful of something. So this is the first time in recent history that Black people as a collective have decided to sit out the fight. This is the first time that we've said we weren't going to protest, we weren't going to join in. And there's still protests taking part all over the country. Have you guys noticed that there's a very big difference in the way these protests are being conducted? I haven't seen anybody laying out bricks or tools that could be used to deface or destruct property. I haven't seen police gas bombing anybody. I haven't seen anybody being put into vans and disappeared and getting arrested for no reason. None of that has been taking place. And it's funny that this isn't taking place because this is the first time that we haven't been out there. So you need to think about that. These other communities that are trying to gaslight you into helping and trying to make it seem as if it's all going to be us, we already know that. It's always been us. It's always been that way. But they're doing that because they are afraid to throw the first stone, which we've, a few people have said, but they want us to do it. And they want us to do it knowing what our fate will be if we do. And that's the part I want to focus in on. Everybody understands that when we're on the front lines, that's when violence ensues. We have the right to protest just like anybody else. We have the right to peacefully protest, which is what we do. But do you see the stigma that was attached to the Black Lives Matters protest? People were saying that they were violent and people were attacking cops and defacing property. We weren't doing that. They were doing that. All of that was a setup. So now they're sitting around waiting for us to kickstart this thing so that they can start doing the same things to us again, even though they know that we said we weren't putting ourselves on the front lines like that. They still want you to. Now, if you feel like you need to go out there, you feel led to do that, that's on you. I can't tell you what to do or what not to do. I can only speak for myself. I can always speak and advocate from my phone. But like I said, my attention is going toward my people. It's going toward myself, my personal life, and fixing what I can fix and controlling what I can control. But I'm not willing to be so self-sacrificing that I put myself out there when the contrast is so stark. I can see exactly what the differences are between what's taking place now and what's taking place in the past. And I'm not going to be put out there. I'm just not going to do it. Guys, really pay attention to that. These protests are so different. These are the most peaceful protests that I've seen as far as the way that the police and everybody else interacts. Like, we've always been peaceful in our protests, but the way that they're handling these people, nobody's getting treated the way that we normally get treated. But what do you think is going to happen if we put ourselves out there? Pay attention to that, because people are trying to make it seem like it's all about the Latino people getting deported and all that stuff. No, first off, more than just their community is going to be deported. They aren't the only immigrants in the country, but also they already know what happens when Black people are on the front lines, and they really don't care about asking you to do that. Everybody's asking you to sacrifice yourself for them when they wouldn't do the same for you, and they showed us that over and over again. Now, I'm not trying to make us see people as less than human or tell us that we shouldn't care, shouldn't have empathy. We should. But y'all, we cannot keep interrupting people's lessons, okay? Our lesson is to learn to take care of ourselves. We've never done that. Their lesson is to learn how to do the same and how to stand up for humanity as a whole. You can't sit around talking about being human and united and solidarity if you don't exercise that every single day of your life. This is your time to shine. This is your time to get out there on the front lines. And while you're making demands of Black people, make demands of everybody else. We're the only community being punched down on for not wanting to participate when other communities don't participate at all and don't even talk about the stuff. Why do we always get the backlash? Think about that, y'all. They want us to sacrifice ourselves, and I personally am not going to do it. Like, I understand that it's hard for a lot of us because we have so much empathy, but y'all, please, have that empathy toward us. Put us first this time, please. What's good?
So we have a discourse going on between, I think majority like Mexicans and the Black community. And I just have to say to my Mexican people who are asking why the Black people are not like protesting with us or whatever. Why? Why would they? 92% of their women voted for Kamala. 80% of their community of men voted for Kamala. 60% of Latinos voted for Kamala. And I believe the majority were women and the majority were Mexican. But that number is crazy, considering that Hispanics and Latinos are becoming the fastest growing minority. Like, we are going to be the majority soon. And it's crazy for me to think that number was so fucking low. And now you're asking where the Black community is when they're the ones who tried to avoid this. Hello? They tried to avoid this. We all tried to tell you guys, even within my own community. I'm talking to you guys because I did the work. And I know other Latinas who did the work. We were on calls every fucking week. We were writing postcards. We were making phone calls. And you guys were probably nowhere in sight, my Latino community. And now you're begging the Black community to come help us, to come save us. No! I think it's time we learn to save ourselves and let the Black community rest, because my God, have they not done enough fucking work. So yeah. Where were we during the George Floyd protests or the Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, when their community was getting killed? Where the fuck were we? Because I do not remember seeing any Latin people out there. Now, maybe there was one or two of y'all. I don't remember seeing any Mexicans out there. So why should they put their time, their energy, all of this into helping a group of people who didn't give a shit about them when they needed our help? Think about that. Also, where the hell are all you Latinos for Trump at? Because I see a lot of you guys crying on here that you regret your decision. He lied to us. He used us. Where the fuck are you? Are you out there protesting? Because you motherfuckers are really the ones who need to be out there. You guys. And all your fucking regrets for voting for him with your dumbasses. So before you guys start wondering where the Black people are, wonder where the fucking Latinos for Trump are. Where the fuck are they? That should be the question we're asking. So we have a discourse going on.
To the 92%, and y'all know who y'all are. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Saw a video the other day. Somebody was like, hey, I know we said we was going to rest, but maybe we need to get up. No. No, we don't. We done been here before. We done did this before. We done heard this shit before. We done had to experience this shit before. No. Pay attention. Yes. But do not engage. Do not engage. Because you're just going to be pissed off as soon as you do. We are not dealing with common sense. Pay attention. And do what you need to do on your end. To protect you and your family. Your health and strength. Your peace. But all that other shit. They wanted this shit. Let them have this shit. Let them have this shit. There is no need in fighting to stop something that somebody so eagerly wants. Let them have it. Pay attention. Protect yourself and your peace, your home, your family, your heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Focus on what you got to do. But them other motherfuckers, they are on their own. Period. Black women, 92%. I know you want to jump up so quick. I almost did the other day my damn self. But fuck that. I realized real quick that was going to be a stupid move on my part. Don't do it. Chill out. Trust me. Chill out.
Even though I'm using my nice voice, I want you to listen to my face. This is a brief and a heartfelt courtesy note from the 92%. We are resting. We're not debating. We're not leading the charge. We're not strategizing. Well, we're strategizing. We're just not strategizing with you. And we're not explaining for the millionth time anything. And we are absolutely not going to fix it for you. It's so simple. We've just decided together and all at once that we're not going to be bashing our beautiful heads against brick walls like we've been doing for decades, trying to guide people out of their own determined madness. And hey, it's been real. It's been a long time between us, but we're done. In just a moment of candor and again in courtesy, our feelings are hurt. Election was deeply, deeply, deeply insulting to us. So the greatest courtesy that you could extend us at this time would be to respect our collective decision to be left alone and in pursuit of our own peace of mind and in contemplation of our own future prosperity. So what does that mean for you? That means no more, just one more conversation. That means no more trying to appeal to what you think our moral compass is. It means no more guilt tripping, no more gaslighting. And it means no more talking down to and trying to rationally explain why we need to all be on the same side right now. Hey, courteously, respectfully, we're going to be over here. We're going to be healing. We're going to be thriving. We're going to be minding our own business. And hey, spring is coming. We're going to be watering our own garden. We're not cruel. If you decide you really, 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 really need us, we don't care. Respectfully, listen to the Hey, It's Alec podcast. This has been a courtesy note from the 92%. Y'all have a great weekend.
I've seen a lot of videos of white people, other minority groups wondering where the black people are and all the protests that are happening in the country. We told y'all on November 6th that we were staying home, that we were resting because we did what we were supposed to do and the rest of y'all did not. So all the protests are yours. When enough of you take it to the streets and start unifying around class consciousness, then perhaps we will then join in. But we are not going to the front lines. We are retired from the front lines. We are home. We are chilling. We're hunkering down because it's a shit show out here and it's going to get worse. And y'all got this. Y'all got this. White people, I think, are like 60% of the population. Y'all got this. Y'all are the majority. I don't know what you need us for. Just because we have historically been on the front lines. We have historically done all the organizing and calling for movements and all the things. Yeah, we told you we were done and y'all didn't believe us. But I guess we can show you better than we could tell you. So carry on. Get louder. Do what you gotta do. And when we see enough of you guys in the streets doing what you're supposed to do, some of us will trickle in. Perhaps. We make no promises. We owe y'all nothing, by the way. Okay. So if some of us do jump in, please understand this because we wanted to jump in, not because we feel like we owe y'all anything, because we do not. Okay.
So I've seen that there's a protest that's happening tomorrow. And a lot of the comments I see people saying that they want their Black brothers and sisters to come and be a part of this. And I'm just going to say this. I'm in that thing for y'all in support. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure that any videos that I come across in the next, 24 hours or whatever that's posted about it, I'm going to share that here. I'm going to make sure that I don't shop any place tomorrow. I'm basically going to sit somewhere still. I am going to postpone my class tomorrow for any of the people who would be attending my class, because I know there are some people that were planning on attending my class that would be participating in this. So it's going to get postponed. I'll be in touch with everybody who's attending my class for that. But I do want to say this, because now is not the time or the place to have this discussion. After all of this is over, we need to have some real conversations. We do. If you are Hispanic, you're Latino, your community, our community, we need to be having some much deeper conversations about how we have maneuvered in this world together and what we plan on doing going forth. Because I realize that there are some things that are happening that are meant to separate us. There are some serious things that are meant to separate us. And we know what that looks like when we are not in community with each other and when we are separated from each other. But I do not want us to forget that there are some deeper conversations that need to be happening about the way that we have navigated in community with one another. I'm not going to go too deep into it in this video because, again, not the time or the place. But I think we need to make a commitment that after this is done, and I don't know when this is supposed to be done, but after this protest happens, we need to get into some serious conversations, some serious discussions about changes and shifts about the way we're dealing with each other. Can y'all agree with that? I want to be clear. If people come in the comments and they're in the comments arguing positions, talking about the vote count, we already know about that. We know how many Hispanics voted, Latinos primarily. We know how y'all voted. We know that. So there doesn't need to be a bunch of get back and forth in the comments. None of that. It doesn't need to be who did this, who did that. We're not pointing the finger right now. Not the time or the place. But we are calling. I am calling. I'm going to say I won't speak for everybody, but I am calling for every single person that sees this. If you are Hispanic and Latino and you are now witnessing what the hell is happening, even though we have been talking about what the hell is happening, I need you to make sure that when this is said and done, you get in community with some Black folks and you start having deeper conversations about what you can do to make sure that everything that you've learned has been challenged. We're going to talk about that later. Y'all agree? I'm down with y'all for tomorrow. I hope that I hope that there are some major changes that happen. I do. I'm down to do what I can on my end to support that. I just really want us to have some deeper conversations because this is so much deeper than let's just go support each other right now. We need support all the time on both ends. Let's have those conversations later. I wish everybody safety and support as we're dealing with this. Let's talk about it.
This is all I got from this video, and I am going to say this with all my heart. And I also have my reason for saying it. Like the first lady, her name is Ari, I think. Yes. Ari J, yeah. I am not going to support anybody to go and stand out there. Why? Because I know how cold outside is. And when I say cold, I don't mean the weather. I know the weather is cold, right? But I mean the other cold, right? Because like you said, she is absolutely correct. Since some people started protesting, I haven't seen some over crazy things happening. But when we get out there, you may actually not see your nephew at home or your son or something else. Or maybe because your son probably, or your, did not actually go for the protest, but maybe on his way home, then he absolutely might fit the description or look like somebody that protested before. And that would be another story. So I know it's how important this period is for some. It is important for everybody because the way things are going, it absolutely will affect everybody. But sometimes we have to put ourselves first. Why am I saying we have to put ourselves first? Because every community as it stands put themselves first. It's only Black people that I do not see put themselves first. They are always ready to be there for every other person. But sometimes there is nothing as good as energy. When people return the same energy to you, you can also return the same energy to them, right? So it's more like what is happening now is there is energy shift. And I think that energy shift is really something very important because as it stands, everybody is absolutely going to learn. And a lot of people are saying there is need to have conversation and all that. As it stands, there is no need for any conversation. But at some point, there will definitely be a conversation. That is if both parties are ready, because you cannot have a conversation without both people coming together to like work things out, right? So for now, I do not think having any conversation at this point is like the best. Everybody really got to be on his or her own right now to figure out some certain things, because sometimes experience is the best teacher, right? So let them experience some certain things. Let us also experience some certain things. And then we come back and ask ourselves, what is the way forward? And the truth is that Black people has always been ready for anything, for everything so far. I have never seen or come across, Black people not being ready for anything. They are always ready to do something different, to help people, like they are always ready. But the other people are never ready, and they will never ever be ready. That's why I said I really do not want to see anybody out there protesting or going out to look. No, stay back in your house. I know how hard this is because this is something you all have been doing all your life, standing up for everybody, saving democracy at all costs. But at this point in time, you do not have to be out there. Why? I have my reasons for saying that, and I am sure you all know the reason why I am saying this, because you all can see how a lot has been taken away from Black people. I don't know what will happen out there when you go out there to stand and carry the placard. I do not want to tell story, and I do not want to hear stories because a lot has already happened within this period. I do not want to be walked out, and I do not want family members and like people to be going through it. So we are already going through it. Black people are already going through it. And I do hope that you all will listen. Maybe not me, but to that lady. But for the Black people that I know, will not step out, because there is no need for you to step out. Nobody is calling you outside, and there is nobody waiting for you outside. So there is no need for you to also be that outside. Stay back in your house, do what you are supposed to do, go to work, go back home, take care of your family. I do not want to see anybody outside. I am saying, and I am not commanding, but I am begging, because why am I saying this? I am saying this because your life is very important to everybody, to us, to the community, to your children, to your husband. For those that are married, stay back home, because immediately they start seeing people that look like me outside, the story and the dance will change. I hope I made my point. But I love the fact that the Hispanic woman said if she were Black people, she wouldn't also come out. Why? Because they did the right thing. They did what they were supposed to do. If you all had done what you were supposed to do, we will not be talking, we will not be saying all of this. And the fact that you all are hell-bent on calling only Black people. Why? Because you all are saying that you came out this, no. Black people are not coming out, and that it's on period. Black people are resting. And let's continue to rest for as long as it's going to as long as it's going to last. If there is anything that will bring Black people out, Black people will know. But at this point in time, nothing is bringing them out. And I hope that it's clear enough. So you all have done the best for yourselves, because to you people, when black people were saying it, you all never listened. Why? Because you all did not want to listen. But now you all can see the result of the voting. And the highest problem is that I am not seeing you people calling your own community out, calling the celebrities out to use their platform to speak. But it is black people that you all did not listen to, that you are calling. I just don't know what to say. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.